Alright guys, welcome back to Formula 1 News. Quick video today on the new white Ferrari which has been spotted in the paddock for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Amid all the Vettel news, it was not that long ago where we were talking about the green Red Bull, which Aston Martin seemingly copied a few races into the season. Haas might have done the same thing here with the Ferrari. The first images have been leaked. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Ferrari themselves, of course, looking to bounce back. They pretty much need a 1-2 to keep the championship hunt alive this season. Now, a few days ago, we heard the rumour that a big upgrade was coming to the Haas. They've been probably surprisingly competitive this season. They had a phenomenal time back in Bahrain. Admittedly, they did sacrifice last year's car massively to try and hope that this time around it would be slightly better, as it seemed to be early on. They have some races they look good, some races not so much, but lately the Haas has been satisfyingly competitive in the midfield battle. Now, they are looking to take their next steps. They don't do many upgrades. Like most teams have done something rather significant. Haas have pretty much said, yeah, we're not going to change much. We're just going to understand the car a bit better and try and improve it as a result. They are, however, bringing one big upgrade, and I think this is going to be their last major change of the season here in Hungary. Now, this is only going to be for one of the drivers in Kevin Magnussen. Mix will probably follow a little bit later, but the rumour had it was going to look rather like a white Ferrari. And while the first images, of course, are coming out of the paddock, Albert Fabrega and others finding some images. This was the first one that came out. So the key point here really is the side pods. We saw earlier on this year the fact that the Aston Martin kind of copied the Red Bull side pods, even Williams giving that a go as well. And it's kind of at, well, 2-0 so far to Red Bull in terms of which teams are copying who, in terms of taking inspiration for their designs. There was quite some drama about the green Red Bull because there were some theories that some of the engineers from Red Bull had moved to Aston Martin and had taken information with them. But if teams are just taking inspiration, then I suppose there's not really too much you can do about that. Now, of course, a key feature of the Ferrari Sidepods is they're rather, you could argue, voluptuous. As they go up, they go down, they kind of bend. I mean, it's a beautiful looking car. There's no doubt about it. Now, Red Bull has a very different design philosophy with their Sidepods, the way they generate downforce, the way the air travels, the airflow works around the frame of the car, and Haas apparently are taking the Ferrari approach. This was the first image. This is just kind of comparing what the Ferrari looks like currently in the garage. Just looking at these Sidepods, very wide. Mercedes, of course, went for a completely different option, but after the front of the side pods where the air goes in, they drop down pretty substantially. Now, this is what the Haas now looks like with a relatively, I mean, look, the Haas always looked kind of similar to the Ferrari. People even call it the white Ferrari back in Australia because a lot of the teams thought, hang on a second, why is the Haas so quick? Have they copied Ferrari or something? And it turns out they haven't really done that good of a job of copying because they're now going to take their copy job to the next level. This is probably the money shot, well, the next shot might really be the money shot, but you guys can see, like, the way the side pod is now shaped, there does seem to be, it kind of curves out a little bit here at the top and seemingly drops down a lot more from above. This is probably an even better shot from a slightly higher angle where you can see the positioning of these vents has been changed, and now the side pod does seem to kind of drop down behind the main section, probably just to promote better airflow like the Ferrari has, rather than a very kind of straightforward, flattish design. So if you look at this side pod, of course, look, we don't see the entire car, but it does seem like they're taking rather decent inspiration indeed from what Ferrari have done. It might not be quite as extreme as Ferrari's interpretation, but it does seem like they're changing the shape of their car quite significantly to align it with the Ferrari model. Now, whether Red Bull and Ferrari come up with the same ideas next season or whether they go down completely different routes, we have seen in the past teams taking inspiration from other teams' cars and, well, reaping the benefits as a result. This is just a comparison to what the Haas, currently looks like. I guess what Mick Schumacher's car will look like this weekend. Note here the location of these vents. They're much kind of lower down, sitting on top of the side of the car here, whereas in this new image they're much more raised up on the left hand side, and then we even see the fact that it's relatively flat, whereas now it seems like it kind of bends out towards the top and then goes down and up, just like the Ferrari does, right? The Ferrari has this very obviously identified, I mean, this image, that the sun and the shadows make it look rather obvious. I guess this is in France because of the stupid runoff areas that we see here. Of course they're for good reason, but you guys know what I mean. So anyway, you can see the side pod goes out, it goes up, it goes out, and then it kind of dips down with the vents looking like this. Ferrari certainly know how to build a good looking car, and well, Haas are probably going for a relatively similar design philosophy. So definitely intrigued to your thoughts on that one in the comment section below. Only on one of the Haases for this weekend. The rumour has it, though, according to Amos, that this is going to be worth at least 0.2 of a second, which is pretty significant, to be fair. Even an upgrade like this, increasing the downforce of the car, if that can generate 0.2 or more, should be rather good actually around a circuit like Hungary as as well. If that's what they're focusing on, then well, they could be rather competitive with the other midfield teams, because it's super competitive in the midfield. On any given weekend, we can potentially see a Williams in the top 10. The Aston Martins are kind of getting there in terms of race pace. Alpha Tauri, they've bought some upgrades as well. Alpine and McLaren, usually the front runners, but even then McLaren sometimes have a shocking weekend and Haas can jump them, right? So it's a great battle we've got currently in the midfield, and an extra 2/10 might be a huge difference maker in terms of jumping Haas further up the Constructors' Championship. But very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.